Lil Nas X's career is officially over after this happened.
As far as people talking reckless?
Honestly, it's like I have the #1 song. So it's like I don't give a.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. 2019 has had some very interesting storylines, but arguably one of the most intriguing of all is the meteoric rise of Lil Nas X. The young rapper wrote the hit song Old Town Road and has gotten quite a bit of popularity and fame due to it, but many are wondering if it'll last. Could Lil Nas X's career really be over? Be sure to like the video and subscribe to King Trending. Number 5. Hashtag Lil Nas X is over party.
If you do anything wrong, people on Twitter are going to get offended, and by getting offended on Twitter, you get canceled. That's just what happens.
In the world we have today, there are very few certainties. However, one that is just certain, just about everyone can count on, is that the internet is getting a hold of something and then running with it regardless of whether it's true or false. And this includes blasting celebrities and musicians based on what they think is real. And because of this, we head over to Twitter of all things to talk about the hashtag Lil Nas X is over party. By over, they mean that his career is going to be ending soon. And because of something that the internet found, but for the most part, you click on the hashtag, you're not going to find a lot of answers as to why Lil Nas X is over. Thankfully, some people did some digging and a report of sorts was found. To keep it basic, before Lil Nas X was the rap star that he is now, he got fame via short skits and movies on places like Vine and YouTube and other sources. Then he went and made fan accounts for famous rappers, including one for Nas and another for Nicki Minaj. It was with the second account that actually got him a lot of attention from fans via his posting, his threads. They got a lot of back and forth with fans and so on and so forth. And while some people have claimed to found old tweets on this account that Lil Nas X had made, some slurs against people who practice Islam, which sadly is another thing that people can count on in this world. If there's dirt to be found on someone, oh, they'll find it. And then condemning them for it no matter how old it is, which is what caused the hashtag party, because people are calling for an end to his career thanks to these old tweets that were found.
To apparently run some Twitter account called @NasMirage, and it was apparently like a Nicki Minaj fan account, and he was clearly a huge fan of Nicki Minaj.
The problem right now, though, is that while the tweets appear to be from an account that Lil Nas X once owned, you can't technically prove that it was him who made the tweets, nor can we definitively confirm that the tweets were real at all. The account in question was actually scrubbed by Twitter a while back, and it was only after a few deep diving moments that people found these tweets. As is the internet way, people are trying to decide what side they fall on this matter. On one hand, many are saying that if Lil Nas X did indeed make these comments about Islam, he should be ousted and made an example of. But the others are taking the path of forgiveness, citing a quote that Lil Nas X made in November about how he was a bad person a few years back and how he's glad to not be that person anymore. And some people who don't even know what's going on are supporting Lil Nas X because they think this is another internet witch hunt. If this sounds familiar to all of you outside of the music world, I mean, it should, because a similar thing happened to a fan favorite director, James Gunn. Some of his old tweets were found on the internet back when he was a shock director, which was over a decade ago for the record. And when the tweets were made public, he was actually fired by Disney. This caused a frenzy by the fans because it was also made known that it was a political activist who wanted to hurt James Gunn and who revealed these tweets. And not to mention many people, including the entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, spoke about how this wasn't who James Gunn was now, and that Disney needed to be more forgiving. And while they did indeed bring back James Gunn, it was months after the initial firing. The difference between James Gunn and Lil Nas X is that James Gunn was still able to make movies because of his clout. If Lil Nas X is running out of town because of this, he technically won't have that cushion to fall back on, and that's a very important thing to note. Granted, Lil Nas X himself doesn't seem to be worried about the situation, and even going on to use his hashtag to promote his debut album number 7. But the internet never forgets and rarely forgives, so if he's not careful, it'll get on him and not let go, and that could end his career. Number 4. What comes after Old Town Road?
Like a manifestation of itself, because, you know, obviously 3 months ago, nobody knew who I was. You know, now I'm here. So, yeah.
As noted, the real reason that Lil Nas X is a big name in the rap world right now is because of his track Old Town Road, which blended the feeling of a country song with a style of rap. He did an original song that sparked an internet dance craze. And then he did a remix with Billy Ray Cyrus, and that became a music video and continued that craze even more.
Old Town Road. I heard this song, I go, my gosh, man, I just love what this is saying, plus I can relate to.
And as of right now, his debut album number 7 was released, and some of it say it could be a #1 album seller because of the Old Town Road and all its hype. In fact, the album has both the original and the remixed version of the song. Of course, there will be other tracks on this album, but those are the ones that many people are aiming to get. But according to these people who helped make the album with Lil Nas X, he has a personality that made the making of the album a lot of fun. Out of all the artists that we've ever worked with in our career, I've got to put Lil Nas X as one of the best we've worked with, in terms of his understanding. David Byrne of Take a Day Trip told Complex, even though he might have not known all of the terminology and the words of this and that, his understanding of how to craft a record through his intuition is some of the best we've come across in any artist that we've ever worked with, especially for a new artist, with that being his first studio session ever. It was a breeze. It wasn't hard for us. That's very high praise, for as they noted, he's still a very young artist, one who's still trying to find his way into the rap world. Right now, he's riding high on the Old Town Road craze, but the world will eventually move on from that, and he'll have to try to make songs that'll exactly capture the imaginations of people like Old Town Road did, but ones that really show his own skill in terms of being a rapper, and that's very hard to do. And if he isn't able to do it, his career could become something that many other musicians have been in the past. Number 3, one-hit wonder.
On a regular basis. The question that deserves an answer is, what should be Lil X's next move now that he has everyone's attention?
The music world is something that is always in flux, and that honestly is one of the more beautiful things about it, because while we almost always find a singer or a group or duo or whatever that we love and want to follow forever, we also hear a lot of other music that entrances us. It shows us that music can be many things. Many artists try to be successful so they can make music that is appreciated throughout their career, but a lot of people sadly will fall into the category of one-hit wonder, meaning that they have one hit song that'll always be remembered, but then after that, they didn't do much. There are many who fit in this mold, and ironically enough, Lil Nas X's partner on the remix of Old Town Road, Billy Ray Cyrus, was considered a one-hit wonder for a while because his only big song was Achy Breaky Heart. Eventually, he would get over this and get many other hits, and now including Old Town Road via his contributions. But it was that title that hung over him for a very long time, and thus we have to wonder whether it'll be the same fate that Lil Nas X will meet. Granted, he's still young, and we don't know if some of his other songs on number 7 will be a hit with listeners, but the possibility is there. He noted himself that Old Town Road came about because of timing, location, and the feeling of writing a song in a country style, but still being true to the rapper he was. So who knows if he'll get that inspiration again, and if he doesn't, a one-hit wonder may be what he ends up as, which definitely would end his career. Plus, if we're being honest, Old Town Road has had some big help becoming as popular as it was. Number 2, the internet and the controversy.
After like listening to other songs that's actually on that chart, it's like, wait a minute. Something's not right, basically.
As noted earlier, one of the biggest reasons that Old Town Road got popular was because of the internet. Specifically, there was a Yeehaw challenge via the TikTok app where you're able to play a song and during that key part of the soundtrack, transform into a cowboy. And people took that and made all kinds of videos showing them doing just that. It was a big hit, and that craze helped get a lot of people to listen to that song, which in turn got the track on the Billboard Top 100. The song started out on the list at number 83, which you wouldn't expect given the crazy numbers. But as the hype built, it did make its way to number 1, and because of its mixing styles, it went to a bunch of other charts as well, including the country Billboard. However, it was taken down just as quickly because of a technicality. Upon further review, it was determined that Old Town Road by Lil Nas X does not currently merit inclusion on the Billboard's country charts. When determining genres, a few factors are examined, but first and foremost is musical composition. While Old Town Road incorporates references to country and cowboy imagery, it does not embrace enough elements of today's country music to chart it in its current version. This caused a lot of anger in a lot of people because that was basically saying that if you don't meet a very specific criteria of what a genre is, you're not in the genre. And anyone who listens to Old Town Road will say that it's a country song, including getting support from current country music singers. But the Billboard stood firm in its decision. Determining which chart a song lives on is an ongoing process that depends on a number of factors, most notably the song's musical composition, but also how the song is marketed, promoted, the musical history of the artist, airplay the song receives, and how the song is platformed on streaming services. Billboard welcomes the excitement of creating genre-blending tracks such as Lil Nas X's Old Town Road and will continue to monitor how it's marketed and how fans respond. Our initial decision to remove Old Town Road from the Hot Country Songs chart could be revisited as these factors evolve. Well, they didn't evolve, but the controversy got more people to listen to the track just so they understood what was going on, which of course worked in Lil Nas X's favor. But not every song will get this kind of controversy and attention from it, and you'll have to make songs that are as successful on their merit alone, and that can be very tough. Number 1, his next step.
What is next for you?
What's next for me? Only thing I can say is big things.
So what is the next step for Lil Nas X? If he doesn't want his career to end, well, it's simple. He needs to keep making music and keep trying to show the world that he's got the skills to be a long-time music maker. He'll likely stumble for a bit, but he's very young in the game. But he does also have the potential to be great, and like truly great. But whether he does or doesn't is entirely on him. He has to put the music out there to be judged, so we'll just have to wait and see what he comes up with. And so there you have it. A look at the career of Lil Nas X and why his path in rap music may be ending sooner than you might expect. Do you think he'll be actually ending his rap career soon? Or do you think he'll keep on going, even if that means singing Old Town Road a lot? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.